All right, well, cryptocurrency selling off today as Sam Bankman-Fried's exchange FTX.com seeks a sale to Binance. Well, here to break down the potential deal further is Reeve Collins, co-founder of Smartmedia Technologies and former Tether CEO. Good to have you on the show. Now, you've called this a good move on Binance's part. Break that down for us.
Well, that quote was taken from earlier today when we thought it was very strategic on their part, and it still is. However, I don't even think CZ realized the impact this was going to have on the industry overall. It's really been a devastating blow today to crypto. Everyone thought we'd be focused on the midterm elections here in the United States and how the regulations would impact us, but all the attention has been on this potential merger.
Reeve, what do you think this means just from a retail investor perspective? So many people a little bit apprehensive when it comes to crypto because of the risk that it potentially involves today. Proves those people right, at least. What do you do to reassure them that crypto is a good investment?
Well, it's about the long-term applications that the technology will deliver to the world. It's a new way for us to do financial transactions. It's a new banking infrastructure for the globe. And so overall, it's extremely important. And yes, there's the rise and the fall of the prices, and there's big companies that collapse and mistakes that are made. But in the long run, this is a much better way for the world to do business utilizing these types of technologies. So overall, it is very good for the individual investor as long as you can hold on for the long term. But in the short term, it always can be a very rocky road.
As you mentioned, the HODL, hang on for dear life when it comes to crypto, especially with the sell-off that we're seeing today. I want to ask you, though, about the consolidation in this space and the role that FTX is playing, and what sort of a wake-up call this might be when you do have so much consolidation with one company like this.
Yeah, it's really kind of crazy to understand that CZ did one text earlier today saying that, or the other day saying they're going to sell off some of their FTT token impact. And SBF at first said that they would be plenty liquid and could handle it. However, it turns out that they can't. And as you're just saying, this consolidation, FTX was buying up a ton of other companies and bailing them out in the recent debacle that we had with Terra Luna and those other explosions that recently took place. And now FTX needs to be bought out itself. So these consolidations at the end of the day are good for the industry because these players that over leveraged, that got a little too risky and a little too excited in the good times are now failing. But the industry has policed itself. And right now, Binance is stepping in that does have the really deep balance sheet to pick up the slack and make sure that the investors will eventually get to withdraw their money and won't lose everything. It's an internal bailout. Whereas in the financial system, they go to the government for bailouts. Right now, the industry is still lifting each other up and making sure there's not too much blood in the streets.
Well, they've been able to do it so far, but Reeve, of course, this begs the question of what this means for regulations down the road and what that should potentially look like. What do you think?
Absolutely. That was on everyone's mind today because of the midterm election. And Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX was one of the largest political donors. They donated $40 million to the Democrats and even said they might even donate up to $1 billion. And so he was really looked at as someone who's going to be regulated and pro-regulation. And for them to fail, that really is a wake-up call to the regulators. So we don't know what this means, because if the Republicans take control of the House, it creates a gridlock and not much regulation happens. However, events like this might accelerate these types of regulations because the public is going to demand for a little more oversight into the crypto space. So overall, this is for the industry, and it's very unfortunate that it took place today.
And we've obviously, at this point, we have that letter of intent from Binance, and they're going to be doing their due diligence. If this does go through, that's a big if, what does the industry look like post this, now that they've had this wake-up call?
Well, CZ will have even more power under his hands. It's similar to like Elon Musk, where he can do a tweet and move markets. CZ does some tweets and move markets. And he really will be the largest player in the crypto space. And to date, he's actually done a very good job of trying to operate above board and really put the customers first and ensure they're safe and ensure that they can withdraw and have excellent customer service there. And so hopefully he continues that, because like it or not, he is the king of the hill, especially after this merger.
It's a little scary when just a couple of people really control all of the market. And we certainly are seeing that play out in crypto right now. All right, Reeve Collins, great to have you. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you very much.